Okay, good afternoon, everybody. It seems like everyone is already here for the 8 teams who are going to compete this afternoon for the semi-final round. I would like to ask representative from Seminari, Regina Pacis, SMA Negeri 1 Bajawa, SMA Negeri 1 Riung Barat, SMA Negeri 1 Aimere, SMA Negeri 1 Golewa Barat, SMA Negeri 1 Golewa Selatan, dan SMA Swasta Thomas Aquino to come forward so that we can pick who you are going to compete against. Okay? Perwakilan satu-satu ya dari setiap sekolah yang disebutkan tadi. Okay. Yeah, this is. We will wait for until all 8 of you are here so that we know who you will be competing against. Okay? So, please, each one of you take one of these. Langsung cari pasangannya ya. Ya, number 1, siapa yang punya nomor 1? Dari SMA Negeri 1 Aimere dengan SMA Negeri 1 Riung Barat. Aimere langsung lawan Riung nih dari ujung ke ujungnya. Selatan lawan utara nih untuk yang ronde pertama. Nomor 2 SMA Negeri 1 Bajawa dengan Seminari. Nomor 3 Golewa Selatan, Golewa Barat. Kamu sengaja ya. Dekat-dekat. Golewa Selatan, Golewa Barat dan Selatan. Nomor 3 ya, that's for chamber 3, chamber 4. Regis dengan Thomas. Kuning-kuning, kenapa ya? Kenapa yang kuning-kuning? Dengan Thomas. Satu-satu tadi ini. SMA Aimere lawan. Oke. Yang lain bisa kembali. Yang nomor 1 tetap di sini untuk pilih. Udah di sini. Untuk pilih posisi dan mosi ya. Silakan dipilih posisi masing-masing. Oke. Silakan. Government. Aimere Government dan Riung Barat Opposition. Oke. For your information, the motion we have 3 left from before and then 2 new ones, yeah. 2 new motion. So there are 5 here, 5 motions. So we'll see how it goes. Okay? Silakan. Can you please read the motion, please?
This House regret the cutout of rank on students' report. Our team as the opposition team.
The time for preparation for this afternoon for the semi-final round is only 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes for preparation. So go back, collect your friends, and then also with your materials and go come forward to your benches. Yeah, thank you. Oh yeah. Once again, I would like to read the motion. This House regret the cutout of rank on students' report. This House regrets the cutout of rank on students' report. Tidak adanya perenggingan dalam laporan dalam report murid di saya. Okay, we would like to invite from SMA Negeri 1 Aimere and also SMA Negeri 1 Riung Barat to come forward and then to come forward to the assigned benches. I think Aimere as the opposite as the government to the government bench and Golewa Barat to as the opposition team. Please come forward. Okay, so without further ado, we will start this semi-final round of this competition, and we would like to ask the government team to introduce your team members. Government team, take your time.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity given to us. The honorable moderators, the timekeeper, the honorable judges, the audience, and the opposite team. We from the SMA allow we from the SMA 1 Aimere to introduce ourselves. My name is Kelvin Ratu as the first speaker, and my friend.
I am the second speaker. My name is Gaby, and my friend.
I'm the third speaker. My name is Stacy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, government team. And now to the opposition team, please introduce your team members.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the chance. I would like to introduce leader of opposition team. On the right side of me, Johanna Priscilla Zampi is the deputy of on the left side of me, Maria Jessica Panda is the opposition whip.
Okay, so now we would like to give you 5 minutes to prepare yourself, and time starts now. Okay. So time is up. I just would like to confirm to both teams. The names and composition of the team are still the same, right? From before? Masih sama ya? Nama dan posisi masih sama dari yang sebelumnya. Okay. Alright. So, let's move forward. We will start the debate now. And just once more, I would like to read the motion. This House regret the cutout of rank on students' report. So, as usual, we would like to give the first chance for the government team. Prime Minister of government team, Mr. Kevin Lairatu, please use your time.
Thank you for the opportunity given to me. Here I am as a government team, fully agree with our motion this time. Namely, that this council announced a reduction in the rankings. Namely, that this House regret the cutout of rank on students' report. Report book is made as a way to measure the achievement of students' learning outcomes. Report cards are used as a liaison between school institution or teachers to parents of students. On many occasions, it turns out that there are still many who want the presence of a report card complete with a ranking, which is a form of ranking the grades of students' learning outcomes from the highest to the lowest. Why do we agree with this motion? Because including this word has the main reason, which is to compete and in a healthy manner to learn more optimally to achieve the best result. This is intended to liven up the learning atmosphere so that it remains active and enthusiastic. The desire to compete fairly in getting rankings is sometimes disproportionate between expectations and reality. This especially it's not supposed by an education system. It's not supported by an education system and a good learning atmosphere. In the Big Indonesian Dictionary, the word ranking means basket with a lid. If you often use the word ranking to assess achievement, there is nothing wrong, but you can also use the word rating. Rating is a ranking that is carried out to determine the highest and the lowest ranking of students. Students' achievements in the form
POI,
of
please.
quantitative, oh, thank you, I'm still explaining. Quantitative data listed on the report card. The higher the ranking of the scores obtained, ideally, it can reflect the higher the level of the effort of the learning objectives.
POI, please.
No, thank you, I'm still explaining. Or conversely, the lower the value ranking means, the lower the level of desire to learn. Ratings are often given by someone to measure the ability of something to be measured. Ranking can also be used to classify individuals into certain
POI,
classes.
please.
Yes, please.
Okay, thanks for the chance given to me. As you explained to me before that the giving ranking itself can make students can compete with their parents, and with the giving ranking itself, students can more to learn. But you know, the giving of ranking itself can make children feel pressured or feel stressed. And I emphasize with you that the understanding that education is not competition. So how about you think that?
Okay, I will answer your question. I didn't agree with your statement because according to our team, ratings are often given by someone to measure the ability of something to be measured. Okay, I will continue my opinion. Giving ranking also has benefits. For example, for students who like challenge, ranking can boost their enthusiasm for learning In addition, with rankings,
POA, please.
teachers, no, no, thank you, I'm still explaining. With ranking, teachers can more easily group students who are smart and those who are less, so that the class becomes more homogeneous and make it easier for teachers to adjust their teaching methods to the comprehension ability of these students groups. Education expert, Prof. Dr. Haji Arif Rahman, argues that the ranking system is still need.
POA, please.
Yes, please.
As you explained to me before, that your statement that the gift of ranking itself can make students can compete with their friends and to make students can learn more. So I emphasize that the education environment itself not to compete place. So why your team say that if the giving of ranking itself can make students compete with their friends? Thank you.
Okay, I will answer your question. I don't agree with your statement because according to our team, report card is a written report that contains information about students' learning outcomes during a semester or a school year at school. I will continue on my argument. This can improve the quality of teaching and appropriate steps in improving the quality of teaching. Ranking as a form of quantitative data list on the report cards can show the position or order of students' achievement in the relation to the achievements of all students in the class or schools. Starting from the chat in Mr. Niken Satyawati's article which discussed positive side of not having a ranking system at her doctor schools, I was reminded of something that always bothered me when I was still working as an academic staff at a high school. There are contradictions that are not considered in the regulation of the ranking system. The contradiction occurs when the child is going to register for college. Ranking is something that is important for enrolling the tertiary institution, especially for children who want to take the JAPRES or achievement track. Many universities, especially private ones, use a rank system to offer various lures to their prospective new students. Example, free entrance fee for students who rank in the top from class 10 until class 11. On the entrance fee from students in the top 10 from class 10 until class 12. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Kelvin Lairatu. The time used is 7 minutes and 22 seconds. And now we give the opportunity for the leader of opposition team to respond to the case built by the government team. Time is yours.
Okay, thanks for the chance given to our team. Ladies and gentlemen, the motion today is how to get the cutoff of rank on students. So, ladies and gentlemen, from this motion, I will take one important variable, namely ranking. Ladies and gentlemen, ranking is a form of ranking or sorting based on the quantity and quantity values. Ladies and gentlemen, in the world of education, ranking means sorting students' abilities or intelligence based on the grades they get. Ladies and gentlemen, ranking can classify students in certain class according to predetermined varies. So, ladies and gentlemen, from this variable, our team totally disagree from this motion, ladies and gentlemen. Because first, the system can make students justify any means to get good grades. This matter, for example, cheating, ladies and gentlemen. They don't care about the process of grading grades. Their orientation is grade value. Secondly, the ranking system only shows relative achievements. That is, our ranking depends on the average ability of students in his class. Thirdly, the ranking system conveys the wrong message, ladies and gentlemen. When the rank becomes number one, the child will get the message that he must pursue the highest rank, ladies and gentlemen. Fourthly, the ranking system creates an atmosphere of competition. Research provides learning in effective and collaborative atmosphere. However, the prerequisite fails to be fulfilled in the school implements a ranking system. Ladies and gentlemen, report by Tempo.com, according to psychology Henry Wijaya, if a child has a ranking above, he will also feel superior and start looking down on friends with lower levels. Unfortunately, this will also have an impact on children when they grow up. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen,
please.
no, thanks, I'm speaking. According to the Minister of Education, Ong Ye-kung, the evaluation of this ranking system is to emphasize that schools are not places of competence. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor of Ambon, Richard Laupenesi, asked school principal. Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. So why do you strongly exist the students' report card, even though many students want to know their abilities by looking at the result of their scores or rankings?
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why our team disagree from this motion, ladies and gentlemen, because, ladies and gentlemen, the school not place to compete, ladies and gentlemen, and ladies and gentlemen, if the school may a ranking system, ladies and gentlemen, it can impact to psychology of children itself, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, if the students have bad value or have bad value, it can impact of his psychologist. Let me continue my argument. Ladies and gentlemen, according to Mayor Arambon, Richard Laupenesi asked school principal in Ambon City in 2022, the city government will remove the ranking system to children at school. This is done because ranking is considered to make children selfish and unable to mingle with other friends. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, report by Tribunnews Sumsel.com, a student at Junior High School 1 Bandung was bullied by his classmate because he was ranked last in his class. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, report by Kompas.com, a 10-year-old boy in Prepare City, Sulawesi, with the initial NG was beaten with a wooden block by his own mother. The reason why... Yes, please.
Thank you. So what about the student want to their abilities?
Can you repeat again?
Sorry. So what about the student want to their abilities?
Okay, thank you. If students, ladies and gentlemen, if student has ability, our thinking, ladies and gentlemen, not with give a ranking, ladies and gentlemen, because, ladies and gentlemen, it can make students jealously with his friends, ladies and gentlemen. If he have ability, ladies and gentlemen, our thinking not with giving ranking system, ladies and gentlemen. Let me continue my argument. Ladies and gentlemen, according to Professor Eti Indriat PH, Director of Internalization of Values and Cultural Diplomacy and the Ministry of National Education and Culture, state that children should not be ranked. The reason is that ranking can give stigma and have a negative impact psychology, especially for those who get low rankings. Ladies and gentlemen, not only that, report by journal Unipi, based on the data about what determines student success in learning, namely KKM, is not a ranking. But if you look at now, parents only see what the child grading is. They don't see how the child grade is. It is possible that the child will get a top ranking, but the child's score is close to the KKM, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see, agree or disagree with the ranking judging from figure. From this journal, ladies and gentlemen, it is found that 53.3% of the respondents did not agree with the ranking in class at school, and 46% of the respondents agreed with the rating in school. Rankings are obtained from the data of the number of students' ability score in report cards, which are sought from the largest scores obtained by students through item tests such as daily test scores. So, ladies and gentlemen, from this data, ladies and gentlemen, our team totally agree from this motion, ladies and gentlemen. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So that was Maria Alvinda Lawas, leader of the opposition team. Thank you, Alvinda, and the time used was 7 minutes and 30 seconds. And now moving forwards to the Deputy Prime Minister, Miss Johanna Patricia Zampi. Oh, no. Miss Gaby Nirwana Lestari, from SMA, from the government team. Time is yours.
Thank you for the time given to me. I am, as the second speaker, will continue the material presented by the first speaker. I once again emphasize that we strongly agree with our motion today, namely, this council regret the rating cutting in the student report. During this time, we are accustomed to the ranking system, the realm of education. The system exists in elementary, secondary, and tertiary education. This system, which uses rankings as an endemic description of student, function a medium for evaluating teaching staff, whether the material and the method of delivery to appropriate or not. So, ladies and gentlemen, in addition, the ranking system can motivate students to complete in the getting good grades. For parents, this system can be used as a measure of the success of their children. Parents will be proved when their children are able to enter the top 10, top 5, top 3, or even first place in their class. The ranking system has a positive impact to teachers, students, school, and parents. For teacher, ranking makes it easier to classify which student needs specially attention and evaluate their learning outcome. Teacher can also use this system to find out which students are the main in certain subjects so that they can become school representative for competition or Olympiads. For students, the ranking system functions to determine the direction of the next level of education or future career. For example, for students who are pursuing a career as a doctor.
PI, please.
No, thanks, I'm still explaining. The ranking system can help them to increase what grades need to be improved. Those who are ranked in the top row will have positive pride and them extra motivated.
PI, please.
No, give me a second, please. I will continue. For example, for students who are pursuing career doctor, the ranking system can help them to increase what grades need to improve. Those who are ranked in the top row will have positive. Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. You say by giving a ranking can make students to motivate students to learn again. But you know that by giving a ranking can build students can be secure with everything that is done at school. Because with the ranking system, there will be a comparison between students who get the highest ranking and the lowest ranking. So students who get the lowest ranking feel more interior about what is being done at school. So what do you think about it?
Once again, please.
You say by giving a ranking student can make motivate to learn again. But you know that by giving a rank there will be a comparison between students who get the highest ranking and the lowest ranking. So students who get the lowest ranking feel more interior about what is being done at school. So what do you think about that?
Okay, I will answer this problem in the following description. Okay, I will continue my argument. For parents, usually the ranking serves as a report learning outcome. Parents can provide support on learning facilities or children. For school, the ranking system can have a positive impact in the form of measure the education system at the school. showing the quality if its student whether they can complete with other school or not. It is an honor of the student can qualify in both academic and non-academic fields. Ladies and gentlemen, students are sent to school with the aim of gaining knowledge that can later help them in their future life. The process for them of time these grades is something that should be applicable, namely hard work, honest presence, and teamwork. The use of this ranking system in use within the scope in the teaching staff, not our publication or to student, to map student learning outcomes. Teachers still need ranking so they know that the learning system is appropriate or needs improvement. If the domain students' score are good in certain subject, it can help the teacher or to school to choose
please.
school. No thanks, I'm still explaining. Representative in competition or Olympiads. So ladies and gentlemen, for students, there are many ways to increase learning motivation besides showing their ranking in class.
Interruption, please.
No thanks, I'm still explaining. Can use fun learning methods, provide motivational classes, provide reward and teach that the process is the more important than the end result. So ladies and gentlemen, we can completely let off the ranking system if there is no form of evaluation in mapping student abilities. This system
please.
can... Yes, please.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the government team explained to our team that with the giving ranking itself, can when students have the ability, can...
Okay, I will continue my argument. We can completely let go of the ranking system that if there is a new form of evaluation in mapping student abilities, the system can slowly be abolished. So there needs to be continuous upgrade in improving the quality of education in Indonesia. The following are the importance of grades and rankings. The importance of values and rankings for parents. 1. Understand their child's favorite subject. From the grades and rating you get from your parents can judge what subject you like their children. If you really like the lesson, maybe later it can be used as a reference or additional tutoring so you can deepen more of the subject you like. From the grades you get, you can also say the subject you don't like. From the parents can ask the reason why and could be a solution such as changing the way of learning or looking additional tutoring. So ladies and gentlemen, we are from government team totally agree with this motion state. The House regret the cut out of rank on student report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So that was the Deputy Prime Minister, Ms. Gaby Nirvana Lestari. The time spent is 7 minutes and 23 seconds. And moving forward, we'll ask the Deputy of Prime, the Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Ms. Ms. Johanna Patricia Zampi. Time is yours.
Okay, thanks for the chance given to me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm as the second speaker of opposition. Agree with this motion. If this House regret the cut out of rank student report. We know, ladies and gentlemen, the higher of the ranking value obtained, ideally it can reflect the level of achievement in learning objective. And or conversely, the lower the ranking value means that lower of level achievement of learning objective. So, ladies and gentlemen, with the giving ranking itself can give the bad impact for giving the ranking can make some children feel pressured or they cannot unable to compete with their friends. And with the feeling is not impossible that it will make him even less injured to learn and make him get lower grades and so on, so that it is his self-concept get worse. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, in reality, the existing ranking values cannot always accurately show how far the level achievement of student learning goes. This can happen, for example, because of cheating by students when taking daily assessment. And if in this case, ladies and gentlemen, the giving a ranking will not be useful in making a mapping of student academic or mapping the extent of success in achieving learning goals. Thirdly, ladies and gentlemen, the policy not be included ranking is in report card seems to be wise alternative. It is given the purpose of learning is the truth is how children can master its knowledge or skill being taught to him, not to compete with their friends, which could lead to neglect at the potential and unique abilities of his child. Although you still want to give ranking, it should be known enough personality by teacher and parent of student only with the intention of special need. In addition, ladies and gentlemen, giving the ranking can make the other psychology impact on children.
May I please?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. In our opinion, do parents agree the deletion of ranking in students' report card must be done, and what are your actions to convince parents? Sorry. Do parents agree the deletion of ranking in students' report cards must be done, and what are your actions to convince parents? Thank you.
Okay, okay, ladies and gentlemen, if student has the ability to know their grades or their rank, we can sort be known enough personality by teacher and parents, and especially the student itself has the, although you still want to, have the attention. That's all. Let me continue my argument. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition, give the ranking itself can give the other physiological impact to children. Firstly, students become very ambitious. Having an ambition not is good, but if it's too much, it's dangerous. An overly ambitious student will do not anything so he can get rank and be number one. In fact, consider everything is a competition. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, student can assume everything is competition. Because of her being discouraged by ranking and overly ambitious nature areas, which makes students reflexively think that everything, even the real things with their friends, is a competition. Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. So, why the deletion of rankings in students' report cards taking effect at this time? Even though since I was elementary and junior high school, teachers were required to read rankings. Why just before? Why not just before?
Can you repeat again?
Okay. Why is the deletion of rankings in students' report cards taking effect at this time? Even though since I was elementary and junior high school, teachers were required to read rankings. Why not just before?
Okay, thanks for your question. But you know, in the reality, the ranking values cannot always accurately show how far the level achievement of student learning goes. So it means that the gift of ranking itself cannot show that the student itself can achieve the learning objective. Let me continue my argument. And secondly, ladies and gentlemen, DV value, because the main point of the ranking is value, so that the longer care about the purpose of learning, namely understanding. They cannot about whether they understand or not in subject, because for them the most of important thing is grades. So ladies and gentlemen, they don't care about the student. They don't care about whatever they understand or not is a subject, because for the most important thing is grades. And next, ladies and gentlemen, selfish. Students will think more about themselves and what to do with their friends. If a friend asks for help in the form out of tutor because he doesn't understand, student usually refuses for fear of being reviled. Less grateful. Most students are not grateful for their grade they get just because the ranking and the average difference. They will definitely regret the debt and more, and even consider themselves as failure. In fact, one ranking does not define the student intelligence and also does not determine the future. Insecure. The ranking system makes students who rank below feel inferior about everything they do at school because of bullying from students who are above them because they are considered stupid, even though they don't say so. According to the Minister of Education, Ong Yang Kung, the abolition of this ranking system is to emphasize that schools are not a place of competition. This abolition took effect in year 2016. In addition, ladies and gentlemen, report by Ambon.com. The mayor of Ambon, Ricard Lones, please ask at school principals in Ambon City that in 2020 the city government PEMCOT will ranking system give the bad impact for student at school. This is done because rank that make children selfish and unable to mingle with other friends, here pointed out based on the research. Ladies and gentlemen, report by journal unipi.id. It was shown 53.3% of the respondents did not agree with the ranking itself. Because, ladies and gentlemen, ranking is only taken from the value of knowledge, while the values of skill and attitude are not added together. So, ladies and gentlemen, from this motion, our team totally disagree if this house will get the cut off rank student report. As we know that the giving of report itself can give the bad impact for student learning. And first, for student learning, when giving a ranking can make some children feel pressured or feel pressured. So, ladies and gentlemen, with this motion, our team totally disagree. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Deputy Leader of Opposition. And the time span was 7 minutes and 27 seconds. And now moving on to the government whip, which is Teresia Pedue. Tesi, this is your chance, your last chance for rebuttal of the opposition's case and also summarize the government's case. Yeah? Time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity given to me. I, as the third speaker from the affirmation team, totally agree with this motion. Ranking is a ranking carried out to find out the highest and lowest ranking of students' achievement in the form of quantitative data lists on the report cards. On many occasions, it turns out that there are to the present of the report cards accompanied by a ranking, which is form of ranking students' learning outcome to motion because including this ranking has the main reason, namely competition and healthy competition for learning maximized to achieve the best result. This is intended to liven up the learning atmosphere so that it remains activities and enthusiastic. The desire to compete fairly in getting ranking is sometimes disproportionate between expectation and reality. This is especially when it's not to support by an education system and good learning atmosphere. This can improve the quality of teaching and appropriate steps in improving the quality of teaching and learning. Rating is a form of quantitative data list on the report card can show the position or order of student achievement in relation to the achievement of all students in the class or school. The ranking system has a positive impact on teacher, students, school, and parents. For teachers, ranking makes it easier to classify which students need special attention and evaluate their learning outcomes. Teachers can also use the system to find out which students are dominant in certain subjects so that they can become school representative for competition. No thanks, I'm still explaining. For students, the ranking system functions to determine the direction of the next level of education or future career. For example, for students who are pursuing a career as a doctor, the ranking system can help them to increase.
Please.
No thanks, I'm still explaining. What grades need to be improved. Those who are ranked in the top row will have positive pride and self-esteem, motivating students who are in the lowest ranking rows to study harder. For parents,
please.
Yes, please.
Okay, thanks for the chance given. Ladies and gentlemen, the government team said with the ranking system, it can make teacher easier to classify their students. So how about the students have low ranking?
Okay, I will answer this problem in the following description. Go back to my point. For parents, usually the ranking serves as a report on learning outcomes. Parents can provide support or learning facilities for children. For school, this ranking system can have a positive impact on the form of measuring the education system at school, showing the quality of its students, whether they can compete with the other school or not. It is a honor if the students are qualified in both academic and non-academic fields. Students are sent to school with the aim of gaining knowledge that can later help them in the future lives. The process for them to obtain these grades is something that should be applicable, named hard work, honest, persistent, specific, and teamwork. The use of this rating system is used within the scope of teaching staff, not to publication to students. To map students' learning outcomes, there still need ranking so they know the learning system is appropriate or needs improvement. If the dominant student score are good in certain subject, it can help the teacher or the school to choose school representative competition or Olympics. For students, there are many ways to increase learning motivation besides showing the ranking in the class. Can use fun learning methods, provide motivation classes, provide rewards, and teach that the process is more. No thanks, I'm still explaining. Process is more important than the end result. In addition, the ranking system can motivate students to compete in getting good grades. For parents, this system. No thanks, I'm still explaining. This system can be used as a measure of the success of the children. Parents will be proud when their children are able to enter the top 10, top 5, top 3, or even first place.
Please?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. You say ranking must implement in school can you give me the data? School in Indonesia implement the ranking system in report cards.
Go back to my point. In addition, the ranking system can motivate students to compete in getting good grades. For parents, this system can be used as a measure of the success of their children. Parents will be proud when their children are able to enter the top 10, top 5, top 3, or even first place in their class. The following are the importance of grades and rankings. The importance of values of ranking for parents. 1. Understand their children's favorite subject. From the grades and ranking you get from there, your parents can judge what subject you like as their children. If you really like the lesson, maybe later it can be used as a reference for additional tutoring so you can deepen more of the subject you like. From the grades you get, you can also see the subject you don't like. From there, parents can ask the reason why and what could be solution, such as changing the way learning or looking additional tutoring. 2. A source of pride or validation for parents. From the grades of ranking you achieve, of course your parents will be proud the achievement you get as the child children. So ladies and gentlemen, we are from the government team, totally agree with this motion.
Thank you, Ms. Tessie. The time used is 7 minutes and 21 seconds. And now, moving to Opposition Whip, Ms. Maria Jessica Panda. Time is yours.
Okay, thanks for the chance given for me. Ladies and gentlemen, from this motion, this House regrets the cutout of rank on students' report. I am asked the third speaker totally disagree from this motion because, ladies and gentlemen, by giving a ranking can make students feel pressure or stress because they feel unable to compete with their friends. That way, it makes students less enthusiastic about learning and make it increasingly get lower ranking scores. Then the policy of cutout of rank on students' report is a wise alternative. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, quoted from bpkpenabur.or.id, according to the Education Minister Ong Ye Kung, the cutout of rank on students' report is to emphasize that schools are not competition. And quoted from hipwi.com, according to Professor Eti Indrianti, Director of Internalization of Values and Cultural Diplomacy at the Ministry of Education and National Culture, state that children should not be ranked. The reason is that ranking can give stigma and have a negative impact psychologically, especially for those who get the lowest ranking. And the negative impact psychologically for students gets the lowest ranking. Firstly, assume everything is a competition. Ladies and gentlemen, by giving this ranking system can make students feel unable to compete with their friends, especially for students who get the lowest ranking, so students will assume that school is an arena for competition.
POI?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. You say that you disagree with this motion, but according to Kompasiana.com, ranking can create competition so that its students will be encouraged to try their best to be the best. Here I will ask whether eliminating rankings can encourage students to the best.
Okay, I get your point. But quoted from a journal Psychology.undip, based on the ratio of data analysis, Elementary Semarang state that 50% of students and class teachers disagreed with the existence of a ranking student because with a ranking system, students could be grouped based on report cards. Back to the motion. Secondly, students will be selfish. Ladies and gentlemen, students will think more about themselves and ignore friends. Thirdly, less grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, the student who gets the lowest rank feels dissatisfied with his work. He has no desire to try again, so he is less grateful and the result he achieves. Fourthly, insecure with everything that is done at school. Ladies and gentlemen, with a ranking system, there will be a competition so that with the existence of a ranking system, first students can be grouped based the value of time so that it is not an effective to students' learning, to students. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, reported from a journal Psychology.
POI, please.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. What makes the curriculum make a statement with a ranking elimination system in students' report card, even though ranking can measure our abilities as students?
Okay, I get your point. But the cutout of rank is effective to students, and for the curriculum, the rank no need to achieve students' competence. So back to the motion. Quoted from a journal Psychology.undip, based on the result of data analysis, Elementary Semarang state that 50% of students and class teachers disagree with the existence of a ranking system because with a ranking system, students could be grouped based on report cards. Reported from Ambon.com, elementary school, junior high school students in Lampung, at the time of receiving the report card, there was no ranking listed because there were students who became arrogant and did not associate with students who become arrogant and thank you. Arrogant and did not associate with students who did not get a ranking in class.
POI, please.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Ranking is a ranking carried out to find out highest and the lowest ranking of students' achievement in the form of quantitative data listed on the report cards. Based on that statement above, it shows that with our ranking as students, we can find out the rankings of our various achievements. What about the implementation of the abolition of rankings? Can students still know their achievement rankings?
Okay, I will give you real example. Quoted from malampostcomedia.com, senior high school 8 Mala in 2022 it will reach 1,000%. This was delivered by the principal of senior high school 8 Malang, Anis Rofinus, PDMPD. Anis explained that there is no ranking system in senior high school 8 Malang. Back to the motion. Quoted from infoambon.com, the mayor of Ambon, Ricardo Lohempesi, asked school in Ambon City that in 2022 the city government would remove the ranking system needed for school students. This is done because ranking is a set and make a selfish child who cannot mingle with other friends. So then, ladies and gentlemen, the ranking should be removed to prevent any gaps among students in the class. So, ladies and gentlemen, the ranking system is no longer needed because the ranking system will not affect students' graduation. Without a ranking system, students can graduate from school. And ladies and gentlemen, reported from a journal Psychology.undip, the result of Hornby, White, and Mitchell so that with the existence of a ranking system for students can be grouped based on the value of time, so that it is not an effective way to improve students' academic achievement. And ladies and gentlemen, by giving a ranking can make students feel pressure or feel stress because they feel unable to compete with their friends. That way, it makes students less enthusiastic about learning and make it increasingly get lower ranking scores. Then the policy of cut out of rank on students is a wise alternative. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, quoted from bpkpenabur.or.id, according to the Education Minister Ong Ye-kung, the cut out of rank on student report is to emphasize that schools are not competition. That's all. So our team totally disagree from this motion. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that's the opposition whip. And moving on, we will ask for the opposition team to provide the reply speech. Please convince all of us, the audience, and also the opposing team, why you try to convince us about your claim, yeah? So, time is yours. Silahkan.
Okay, thanks for the chance given to our team. Ladies and gentlemen, from this motion, our team can conclude that. Ladies and gentlemen, our team disagree from this motion. Ladies and gentlemen, this house regret the cut out of rank on students' report. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this system can make students justify any means to get good grades. This matter, for example, cheating. They don't care about the process of grading grades. The orientation is a grade value. Ladies and gentlemen, the ranking system only shows relative achievements. That is, our child ranking depends on the average ability of students in his class. Ladies and gentlemen, by giving a ranking can make students feel pressured or feel stressed because they feel unable to compete with their friends. The way it makes students less enthusiastic about learning and make it increasingly get lower ranking score than the policy of cut out of rank of students' report is a waste alternative. Ladies and gentlemen, in reality, the existing ranking values cannot always accurately show the level of achievement of students' learning goal. This can happen, for example, because of cheating by students when taking daily assessment. Ladies and gentlemen, the policy not to include ranking in the report card seems to be wise alternative. It is given that the purpose of learning is the truth in how children master the knowledge or being taught to him. Ladies and gentlemen, not only ladies and gentlemen, our team very disagree from this motion, ladies and gentlemen, because ladies and gentlemen, as we know, ladies and gentlemen, school is not place to compete, ladies and gentlemen. If students cannot compete with other friends, ladies and gentlemen, cannot compete with his friends, ladies and gentlemen, our team think the ranking system is not needed for students, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, report from journal Psychology Unipi, the result of Ormi, White, and Mitchell saw that with the existence of ranking system for students can be grouped based on the value of time, so that it is not an effective way to improve students' academic achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, quoted from journal Psychology Unit, based on the result of data analyzed in primary school Semarang stated that 50% of students and class teachers disagree with the existence of a ranking system, because with a ranking system, students could be grouped based on report cards. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, quoted from the Info Ambon Journal, the mayor of Ambon, Richard Long, stated that in 2022, the city government would remove the ranking system needed for school students. This is done because ranking is gaze and makes a selfish child who can misjudge with other friends. Ladies and gentlemen, our team can give data report by Tempo.com. According to Psychology Hendy Wijaya, if a child has a ranking above, he will also feel superior and start looking down on friends with lower levels. Unfortunately, they will also have an impact on children when they grow up. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, according to the Minister of Education, Ong Ye Kung, the abolition of this ranking system is to emphasize that schools are not places of competence. Ladies and gentlemen, report by Tribunnews.Sumsel.com, a student at Junior High School First Bandung was bullied by his classmate because he was ranked last in his class. Ladies and gentlemen, report by Kompas.com, a 10-year-old boy in Prepare City, Sulawesi, with the initial NG was beaten with wooden block by his own mother. So, ladies and gentlemen, from this real example and from this data and from our team reason, our team totally disagree from this motion. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Reply speaker from opposition team, that was 4 minutes and 34 seconds. And the last speaker would be from the government side of the house. Reply speaker from government, please take your time.
Thank you for the opportunity given to me. Here I will conclude our argument. We conclude that application of the grades and rankings to students' report card is very important, because a ranking system can motivate students to compete in getting good grades. Teachers can also use the system to find out which students are dominant in certain subject, so that they can become school representative for competition or Olympiads. For example, for students pursuing a career as a doctor, the rating system can help him to increase what grades need to be improved. For schools, this ranking system can have a positive impact in the form of measuring the education system at the school, showing the quality of its students, whether they can compete with other schools or not. If teachers, parents, the community only appreciates the final result in the form of grades without caring out about the process, it means that the system does not involve characters such as honesty, hard work, teamwork, patience, and a sense of humility when obtaining a satisfactory result. Ladies and gentlemen, apart from looking at the positive and negative impact from the side of the students, cognitive and development, we need to provide a comparison of the system adopted by other Asian countries that have good quality education. The application of ranking in students' report cards is very important because it has a positive impact on students and the parents. The students will definitely be happy with the result of their studies included in the report card, and if the grades are satisfactory, of course, they will have the ambition to maintain or improve their learning result. Meanwhile, the importance of implementation ranking in report cards for parents is, the first is they can understand the child's favorite subject. The second, the report card can be a resource of pride or validation for the parents. Third is the benchmark of the ability of the children with other children. The other importance of value and rankings for students is choice of higher and wider schools at the next level, and the selection of the right measure. Opportunity to take a part in the contents and competition. The importance of good grades and rankings for teachers is to benchmark a material being taught and choose representative schools. So, ladies and gentlemen, report card is a written report that contains information about students' learning outcomes during a semester or a school year at school. Report card can usually contain information about students' grades in each subject, attendance and assessment, students' attitudes or behaviors. Report cards are given by teachers to students and parents or guardians as a means to find out students' academic development and achievements. Ladies and gentlemen, ranking can be used to evaluate a student's performance and compare it to their peers. It can also be used by colleges and universities when making admission and scholarship awarding decisions, as it provides an objective measuring of academic achievement. So far, we are familiar with the ranking system in the realm of education. The system exists in primary, secondary, and tertiary education. The system that uses ranking as an academic picture of student serves as a medium for evaluating teaching staff, whether the material and how to deliver it are appropriate or not. In addition, the ranking system can spur students' enthusiasm to compete for good grades. For parents, this system can be benchmarked for their children's success. Not only that, parents will have pride when their children are able to enter top 10, top 5, or top 3, even first place in the class. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are from the government team totally agree with this motion. State, this House regret the cut out of ranked students report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kelvin. Okay, so that is the end of the reply speech from the government team, which also marked the end of the debate competition for both teams for this afternoon. Thank you very much for your participation and also for your spirits and for sharing your thoughts with us and also with each other. Thank you so much. We would like to invite you back to the audience floor. Thank you. Coming up next, from SMA Negeri 1 Bajawa and Seminari, representative from both teams, please come forward to select your position as well as your motion.
This.
Okay, from Seminari is taking the position of government team, and SMA Negeri 1 Bajawa is the opposition team. And your motion?
This House believes that starting school at 5 a.m. brings positive impact to students' learning. Thank you.
Okay, Seminari dari government and SMA Negeri 1 dari opposition, ya. And once again, the motion is this House believe that starting school at 5 a.m. brings the positive impact to students' learning. Okay, you go back and then get your friends and return to the front benches. Take whatever you need. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. Siap. Aku Okay, before we start, I would like to ask the audience for your cooperation, please. During the competition, I would like, if any of you have anything to discuss, please take, the space outside so that the noises wouldn't be a distraction for the competing members, all right? Please, your cooperation is expected. And okay, while waiting for the jury, I think we can also start right away. Government team, could you please introduce your team members, please?
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. We from the government team. I am Sam Ama as the Prime Minister, Patrick Demong as the Deputy Prime Minister, and Marco Herrera as the Government Whip. It's a great moment to participate in this debate competition, so we will do our best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, government team. And now, opposition team, could you please introduce your team members, please?
Okay, thank you for the time. Good afternoon for other judges, and don't forget who are member in the place today. First of all, we are introduce ourselves. We are from representing of SMA Negeri 1 Bajawa. My name is Iko Mang Feringada Aryawan as a leader of opposition. Beside me, Nadine Anggriani as a deputy leader of opposition, and Wilman as the opposition whip. Thank you.
Thank you very much, both teams. And now you will be given 5 minutes to prepare your stance and your motion, and 5 minutes starting from now. Okay. So time's up. 5 minutes has passed. I just would like to confirm from seminary and also Semansa, the names and the position are still the same. Seminari masih sama ya, nama dengan posisinya seperti kemarin. Mr. Obama juga ya, masih juga Semansa. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, we will start right away. We would like to give the first opportunity to Mr. Sam Ama as the Prime Minister of the Government House. Please give your position, please. Time is yours.
So, good afternoon, judges, ladies and gentlemen, all of the participants who are attending here, and very good morning, our partner, and very good afternoon, our partner from the opposition team. As the Prime Minister, I'd like to say that our group totally agree with our motion today, which says this House believes that starting school at 5 a.m. bring positive impact to students. So we from the government team have several argument and fact that will prove you that our position today is right. But before I go to my argument, let me tell you what is the definition of our motion today. So from our motion today, we could take two keywords. They are starting school at 5 a.m. and the second is students learning. So let me tell you what is the definition one by one. First, starting school at 5 a.m. Starting school at 5 p.m. is the policy that created by our governor to when the public school start their activities like flag ceremony at 5 p.m. And the students learning in here means students learning activities at school from the very beginning until the end based on how many hours that school have. So go to my argument, why we from the government team totally agree with our motion today, because we believe that actually starting school at 5 p.m. brings positive impact to students learning. So why? Let me tell you something. This policy actually requires students to getting up early, at least at 4 or 4:30, to prepare themselves to join the lesson, to join the learning activities at school. And you need to know, because they require to waking up early, they will become more disciplined, ladies and gentlemen. Why I say like that? Because I have several studies and research that will prove you that actually, because students waking up early, they will become more disciplined. And what that I would like to stress on in here, that actually students can become more disciplined, especially in their sleeping habit, ladies and gentlemen. So let me tell you the research and study that clearly shows that actually when students waking up here early, they have these good habits, they can become more disciplined. So like as cited in a study conducted by a researcher from Texas University, shows that students who wake up early tend to be more disciplined in carrying out their daily activities and achieve better academics performance compared to students who have a habit to sleep too late and wake up late. Ladies and gentlemen, from this study, it clearly shows that actually students who wake up early, they can... Yes, please, the Prime Minister.
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we know about students have activity at night. They have more interesting, active at night, and they can very hard to change their routine and our habits.
Okay,
how do you think about this?
I get your point, but let me tell you the data that, like as cited from Polda NTT, record that there are so many cases of criminal act like legal street racing that is created by teenagers, especially in Kupang, ladies and gentlemen. We find so many criminal act at Kupang, and it usually happen at night. And it actually created by the teenagers, ladies and gentlemen. And through this policy, students can wake up. They require to wake up early, so they have a habit to sleep not too late, ladies and gentlemen. So these bad activities that actually usually created by the teenagers will not happen, and it will actually brings positive impact to students' learning. So back to my opinion, why we from let me tell you another research and study that clearly shows that actually wake up early can make students become more disciplined. Like as cited from the study published in journal Personality and Individual Difference, also shows that people who have habit of getting up early tend to be more disciplined and have the ability to manage their daily activities, and they can do their activities well because they have skills of management their time, ladies and gentlemen. And it clearly shows that actually it can bring positive impact to their students' learning activities, especially at school.
POI?
Yes, please, the Deputy Leader of Opposition.
Okay, what about those who don't get enough sleep because they have to get up before 5 a.m.
Yes, I get your point. But you need to know that actually in here the fail that students get don't have enough sleep. It is because of the students itself, ladies and gentlemen. They would like not because of this policy. Actually, this policy requires students to wake up early, ladies and gentlemen. And because of that, the students should sleep on the time, not sleep late, ladies and gentlemen. And if they should sleep late, it will impact to another activities like the criminal act that I've mentioned to you, the data, and actually it will give negative impact to students. And through this policy, indirectly it will give positive impact to students' learning activities. So go back to my opinion. Then students who have a habit of getting up early will have more positive personality characteristics such as regularity, tendency, and optimism. And it clearly shows that actually it's the positive impact of getting up early that we have from this policy that requires students to getting up early, ladies and gentlemen. And then let me tell you another data, like I cited in youngontop.com that is published on 6 March 2023. The habit of waking up early can increase the discipline spirit on students, and it clearly shows when students can become more disciplined because they have the skill of manage their time well. It can can give positive impact to students' learning. So they can join the learning activities or the lesson that they have at school well, and not only that, it will impact also to their learning activities in their life, ladies and gentlemen. And it clearly shows that actually this policy gives positive impact. Yes, please.
You say if the student wake up early, let's make student get a discipline. But in our reality, we have to wake up in the morning too. In our reality, and we school at the 7. That is the morning too, and we wake up at the morning before at the 5 a.m. or before 5 a.m. It is our routine too. That means.
Okay, I get your point, sir. But you need to know that actually this habit, because of this policy, students can wake up early, and it becomes their habit. It's become their routine activities that actually clearly shows that actually students can get positive impact of this policy that I mean in here as a disciplines, and it can that shows by their discipline, their sleeping habits that actually will impact also to their learning activities at school, ladies and gentlemen. So go back to my opinion. Let me tell you that actually because the students waking up early, like as cited in hallodoc.com, that is published on April 2023, the habit of getting up early will increase the productivity on students. Why? Because the students, when they have a habit of getting up early, their body will produce two kinds of hormones, like cortisol and also serotonin, that will increase their focus and also make them feel happier, that indirectly will give positive impact so they can join the lesson at school well. And because of that reason and fact that I've mentioned to you, we from the government team totally agree with our motion today, which says this house believes that starting school at 5 a.m. bring positive impact to students' learning. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's great. For Prime Minister, the time was 7 minutes and 19 seconds. So we go moving forward to the opposition team. We would like to give the opportunity for the leader of opposition team, Iko Mangberi Ngada Aryawan. Please, time is yours.
Okay, we are from the opposition team very disagree with our motion today to starting school at 5 a.m. bring the positive impact to the student learning. Ladies and gentlemen, before that, good afternoon for the adorable judges, timekeepers, and moderators, and don't forget opponents on the side of government team and members who are in this place today. Today I will doing two things. Firstly, I'm going to give a rebut, and secondly, I'm going to give my argument. Ladies and gentlemen, from the opposition, from the government team, they are saying wake up in the morning in our daily life to make the students disciplined and getting more discipline and focus and anything case. But we are in our daily life, we have to wake up in the morning too, and we starting school at the morning too. That have the positive impact if we wake up in the morning too. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, go to my argument. Ladies and gentlemen, starting school at 5 a.m., school has a significant negative impact. If students have to get up and go to school by 5 a.m., they should go to bed earlier the night before. However, many students find it difficult to go to bed early due to busy schedules or sleep disturbance such as noise in their surrounding. As a result, students tend to sleep less, which can affect student academic performance.
Interruption, please.
Yes, please. Deputy Prime Minister.
Okay, you have mentioned before, if students wake up early and starting school at 5 a.m., they will lack of sleep, ladies and gentlemen. But this policy is implemented in our province because of what, ladies and gentlemen? Because that can prevent the habit of students that they like to sleep late, ladies and gentlemen. That will prevent the students to sleep late, and the criminal act, as my Prime Minister said before, will never happen in our province. That is all. Thank you.
But no, my brother, in our daily life, we can say that before, students, it's very hard to change their habits. They are most too active at the night, and it's very hard to change their schedules. And as you know, we have to very hard schedules at school, and when we don't have enough to rest, that's make our performance in school getting low. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, not only that, when students are required to go to school at 5 in the morning, it can cause stress for students because students must quickly complete the assignment before starting lessons. This has a huge impact on students' mental and emotional well-being, and can trigger mental health problems such as anxiety or depression. Yes, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, side of opposition mentioned about problem in health, but also they contended about activities at night, and it also affect in students' health. So I'd like to say that side of opposition have failed to convince us where's the negative impact come from this policy, because like what my Prime Minister showed to you, that it will change students' bad habit like sleeping late.
Okay, thank you. I will go into my argument. Ladies and gentlemen, besides at school at 5 a.m. can affect decreased physical performance. Lack of sleep and fatigue due to school at 5 a.m. can have a negative impact on students' physical performance, especially in sport or other physical activities. Lack of sufficient body energy and recovery can reduce students' physical abilities, coordination, and endurance, which can affect their performance in physical activities. The policy of entering school at 5 a.m. in the morning can actually have a negative impact if it continues to be implemented and mitigation it is not immediately carried out.
POA, please.
Wait a second. So it can have a negative impact on student physical, emotional, and cognitive. From a physical standpoint, going to school early will affect the quality of sleep, so that it affects the physical condition of this child. Meanwhile, in addition of the school hour will result in chronic fatigue in children, which can lower the immune system so that they are more susceptible to disease. Yes, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, see what the point that come from the side of opposition. They contended that actually this policy can make students impact to the students' habit, impact to students' physical and mental health. But what they, like as I did in hello.com, as they published in 2020, April 2023, that when students wake up early, their body can produce two kinds of hormone that I mean here as a cortisol and serotonin that actually will make students more focused and feel happier when they join the lesson at school. Could you please tell us your opinion on this?
No, my brother, but in the relation between the lack of sleep, mental health, and tense of couples, because the two are related to one another, having the lack of sleep and the part of the brain called amygdala increase activity by up to 60%. This high activity can amygdala affect the brain ability to control their emotion. By the government team, they are said to give the other kinds of the hormone, but in our reality and in our real daily life, the student who don't have enough to sleep can have so many diseases like anxiety and depression because they have so many schedules at the school, and back the home they don't have to rest enough, and they can affect their performance at school. Thank you. To continue my argument. Research say that adolescents who have insufficient sleep are at the risk of being overweight or obsessed, unable to carry out their daily activities to fullest, depression, doing poorly at school, and tending to adopt poor lifestyle such as consuming alcohol, smoking, using illegal drugs. Ladies and gentlemen, if students experience health problems, can the students' learning process run well? Of course not. Therefore, we are from the opposition team strongly disagree with our motion today. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Opposition leader from the opposition team. And now moving on to the government team, we would like to give the chance for the Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Patrick Demong. Time is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm, as a Deputy of Prime Minister, totally agree with our motion today that says this House believes that starting school at 5 a.m. brings positive impact on students' learning. But before going any further, I'd like to rebut some points from the opposition team. They talk about this policy that starting school at 5 a.m. will make students lack of sleep, ladies and gentlemen. But they have to know, because of the policy, this can prevent students to sleep late. And they also said that lack of sleep will impact to the students physically and also mentally, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, this will not happen. Because of what, ladies and gentlemen? Because the policy will make students sleep early and also wake up early. That will bring many positive impact on students, and also it will bring positive impact in students' learning too, ladies and gentlemen. And also they consider that students hard to change their habit. But we have to change that, ladies and gentlemen. They think that the sleep late is good for students, but it completely shows that it's wrong, ladies and gentlemen. So this policy will force students to change their habit, ladies and gentlemen. As my Prime Minister has said before about this policy can discipline the students, that is right. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Because students can sleep early and also wake up early, and this will make students can manage their time, ladies and gentlemen. This is the kind of the discipline on students. And of course, if students discipline, that will bring positive impact on students' learning, ladies and gentlemen. And I'd like to talk more about the wake up early, ladies and gentlemen. Historically, the custom of waking up early has been practiced since ancient times. And this custom very impacts human life. Because of what, ladies and gentlemen? Because it can bring human to the good life. For example, the ancient Greeks had a concept called anosinos, which means morning exercise. This concept is practiced by the athletes and also the soldier to prepare themselves before doing physical activity, ladies and gentlemen. And this will bring positive impact to them. And we from this house believe if this policy, if this habit of waking up early is implemented on the students, it will increase the students' achievement, or it will increase the students physically and also mentally, ladies and gentlemen. And also it will give impact, positive impact to the students' learning. And we because of this policy, we believe that students' learning will increase. Dr. Charles A. Seisler, and a professor on Harvard Medical School, that's studying the impact of circadian rhythms and human health, and also Dr. Natalia F. Wesson, a sleep expert of the University of Washington, who studies the relationship between the sleep time and human health, believe that the wake up early will give positive impact to students, and it will give positive impact more to the students' learning, ladies and gentlemen. There are several benefits of this waking up early. The first, increase the productivity, ladies and gentlemen. Students who wake up early, is more productive than other, ladies and gentlemen. This will make students have more time to do something that they want. Yes, please.
Okay, what the kind of physical activities you can do in the darkness, especially at 5 a.m.
Okay, he contended about the darkness in the 5 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. But there is light, ladies and gentlemen. In Kupang, or especially in Kupang, in which this policy is implemented in there, ladies and gentlemen, there are many of the lights, ladies and gentlemen. So you can go to the road and there's light, and also if you go to school, there's a light too. So there is no problem with the darkness, ladies and gentlemen. I will continue my argument. Then this policy will make students more productive. While, ladies and gentlemen, our research conducted by the University of Texas find that students who wake up early and had a regular sleep schedule had higher rates of the concentration and also the academic success than those who slept too long and didn't wake up early, ladies and gentlemen. From this data, we prove you that this policy, if this policy implemented, that will make students waking up early, and also this will give positive impact on students' learning. Yes, please.
Okay, you say that before, it's school at 5 a.m. in the light, not darkness. But in our, we can see in the media or the television how they can give some information, like students go to school in the darkness.
Point,
how do you
sir.
think about this?
I got your point, but like I mean here, ladies and gentlemen, is the lamp. In Kupang, there's many road. In Kupang is many road lamp, ladies and gentlemen, and also in the school there are lamps. So there is no problem with the darkness. There is no problem with the light, ladies and gentlemen. I will continue my argument. Then the second is increase the concentration. So when you wake up early, it can increase the produce of the cortisol hormone, as my Prime Minister has said before. Yes, please.
Okay, if you think starting school at 5 a.m. a good idea, how about people with acluphobia?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, but they have to know this policy is implemented because of what, ladies and gentlemen? Because all the students is health. And if they talk about the phobia, ladies and gentlemen, it makes sense, ladies and gentlemen. Because of what? Because in Kupang, as I have mentioned before, again and again, there is a light. There is a lamp in road and also lamp in the school. So there is no problem with the darkness and also with the problem with the light, ladies and gentlemen. I will continue my argument. The second is about the increase the concentration. Wake up early can increase the produce of cortisol hormone, as my Prime Minister said before. This cortisol hormone or stress hormone is a hormone that produced by adrenaline glands above the kidneys, ladies and gentlemen. This hormone can complex effect to body and can affect to many body functions, such as the first, metabolism, the second, immune system, the third, decreased inflammation, and the fourth is increased cognitive, include that focus, ladies and gentlemen. In addition, wake up early can make someone get calm environmental condition, and that will also increase students' concentration, ladies and gentlemen. A study by University of Texas in 2008 found that students who wake up early is more productive than other, ladies and gentlemen. And also, this study a study that published in Neuropsychology Journal in 2017 shows that people who wake up early have more concentration than other, ladies and gentlemen. Because of this data, ladies and gentlemen, we believe if students waking up early, it can increase students' achievement, ladies and gentlemen. And the third, about the increase their health. So when you wake up early, ladies and gentlemen, the first impact that you will have is increased healthy eating, because you have more time to productive, as I mentioned before, to produce your own food, ladies and gentlemen. And also the second is maintain a health weight. Ladies and gentlemen. A study that published in the Journal of Neuropsychology in 2018 shows that people who wake up early have less obesity, ladies and gentlemen. And the third, improve sleep quality. And the fourth, increase the emotional stability. A study published in the journal PLOS One found a study published in the journal Emotion shows that people who wake up early tend to be happier than have better emotional stability than those who wake up later, ladies and gentlemen. Because of that, we from the government team totally agree with our motion today. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deputy Prime Minister. That was 7 minutes and 22 seconds. Now we will give the chance for the Deputy of Opposition Team, Deputy Leader of Opposition Team, Miss Maria Anggriani Ngene. This is your chance to review the Deputy Prime Minister as well as to re-establish your position and claim. Time is yours.
Okay, good afternoon to all of us present here. Ladies and gentlemen, before going to my argument, here I would like to rebuttal the argument from the government team. The government team say that with starting school at 5 a.m., make students can sleep early and wake up early so they can manage their time. But ladies and gentlemen, we know that not all students can manage their time and change their habits. So another reason why I disagree with your opinion, I will explain on my argument. Ladies and gentlemen, reporting from medcom.co.id, observe of child, youth, and education development from the Faculty on Psychology UGM, Novi Puspita Chandra say that the implement policy was not wise and less comprehensive. In development and education studies, so far there has been no study that justifies school starting earlier and increasing the lack of school hours to have a significant effect on learning ethics, discipline, and student achievement. The policy also affects the cognitive aspect of children. Novi explained a human brain will function optimally if the condition the whole body is fit and happy state. If that doesn't happen, the brain cannot function optimally, thus contributing to decrease the quality of numeracy, literacy, and decision making. Yes, please. Okay, the government whip.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, they contended about problems that faced by students. It is because students put no effort. Students put no effort in that circumstances, ladies and gentlemen. So why apply this policy? They put more effort to improve their sleeping time, to improve their self-responsible and self-management.
Okay, but I have told you before that not all students can sleep early. So back to my argument. Ladies and gentlemen, quote from Kompasiana.com, sleep is an important factor in maintaining one's concentration, but is often neglected. The earlier the schedule is done, the earlier the bedtime must be implemented, but not all children can sleep quickly, and sudden change in sleep schedule also very difficult.
Interruption, please.
No thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, I also have an example of case where starting school at 5 in the morning had a bad impact. According to BBC News Indonesia, a class 12 student at SMA N6 Kupang admitted that he had trouble going to bed early, getting up to follow the new schedule. Meanwhile, parents expressed concern for the safety and health of their children. Ladies and gentlemen, if you say that starting school at 5 in the morning helps improve student learning, what about developed countries that implement an education system at 9 o'clock like in Japan?
Interruption, please.
Yes, please. Government whip, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, they compare between developed countries and developing countries. There's a difference between those two, even by the name, ladies and gentlemen. And we can see the difference between those two is first, the facilities, numbers of funds that given to school. So why our government apply this policy? Because of the difference between developing and developed country. So what comes from them is completely unbelievable.
Okay, I will continue my argument. Ladies and gentlemen, if you say, ladies and gentlemen, here I have some negative impact from starting school at 5 a.m. The first is, it is feared that child who wake up too early might still sleepy. So it is feared that unwanted things will happen on the way.
Interruption, please.
No thanks. The second, student parents are more overwhelmed because they have not prepared all the necessities starting from breakfast, uniform, or the otherness. The third is, during lesson in the morning, it is considered ineffective and doesn't guarantee that students are not sleepy in the class. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the bad effects of lack of sleep, it also reaches the stamina needed. As a result, you will feel tired more easily. This can make it difficult for children to concentrate on what they are doing.
Interruption, please.
Yes, please. Okay, the Prime Minister, please.
Okay, thank you very much. The point that comes from the side of opposition, they contended that actually students cannot change their habit. But you need to change to this habit. But ladies and gentlemen, we know that actually every change, it takes time. And you need to know that the government would like to change the bad habit of students to sleep late so they can join the lesson at school well. So could you please tell us your opinion about this?
No, there are so many health problems for teenagers who don't have enough sleep. One of it is weak immune system that can cause of the body to fight the infection. Aside from that Detik.com education, having enough sleep can make the body and produce cytokine that can be used to fight against bacteria and virus in your body. Cytokine has function to increase body immune so that they will get sick easily. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the bad effects of lack of sleep, it is that also reduces the stamina needed. As a result, you will feel tired more easily. This can make make it difficult for children to
Interruption,
concentrate.
please.
No thanks. On what they are doing, both academic and non-academic. The worst thing that might happen in decrease in child achievement. Of course, this impact is very influential in children learning, and of course this doesn't happen, and of course this does not have a positive impact on student learning. Did you know that our feeling when we wake up decides our day? Sleep health doctor from Snoring and Sleep Disorder Clinic Jakarta and Mitra Kemayoran Hospital Jakarta, Andreas Prasaja, say that people who don't have enough sleep time will tend to have a bad mood, get angry easily, overacting, and easy to conflict with people. And it will happen to students who don't have enough sleep. It will set a bad mood for them, and entire day it will continue every day. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we from the opposition team totally disagree with our motion today that starting school at 5 a.m. can bring positive impact to student learning. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That was Maria Anggriani Ngene, the Deputy Leader of Opposition. And now we would like to give the chance. The time is 6 minutes and 57 seconds. 6 minutes and 57 seconds, sorry. And now it's the chance is given for the government whip. This is your last chance for reviewing the opponents or the opposition's standpoint, and also for you to summarize your case. The chance is given to government whip, Mr. Marco Rera. Time is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pity that our quality of students in entity left behind in other provinces in Indonesia, especially for Java, and the way for us to embody better achievement in students' learning progress via apply this policy. But before moving to my argument, but before that, very good morning all participants there, very good afternoon all participants that attending here, especially our beloved partner from the side of opposition. Before moving to my argument, I'd like to criticize the main point coming from the side of opposition. Ladies and gentlemen, they contended all about negative impact, physically, mentally, and cognitive. Also contended about in what happened in reality. What happened in reality? So what happened in reality is entity, the quality of students in entity left behind. That is what happened. Then they contended about that. And the way for us to embody better achievement in students' learning progress, it via apply this policy, because it requires better self-management, self-responsible, and it can increase students' health. And they contended about problems in mental health. But isn't the regular school shows us that students facing problems in mental health because they attempt to sleep late, ladies and gentlemen. That is why this policy is good. For physically, how can physically we have the physical disorders when our body is productive? So moving to the second speaker, contended that not all students can sleep on time, can wake up on time, but it is a bad habit. So we have to change that. So we have to boost students, so students put more effort, especially in increasing their achievement in learning progress via apply this policy. So moving to my argument, ladies and gentlemen, bringing real-life context into learning activities is the best way to embody better achievement in learning progress. Indirectly, this policy create problems that need solution, require critical thinking to survive. Of psychology, named Paul Torrance. Yes, please.
Okay, what about students who have home far from school?
Ladies and gentlemen, government provide. So I will show you the evidence that there are no problems for students who live far from school. As cited in CNNindonesia.com, Entity Education Office deploy public transportation for high school students entering at 5 a.m. So moving to my argument, we have to say that a psychology named Paul Torrance says that problem-solving learning, which is included in this 5 a.m. school. Problem-solving learning and challenging encourage students to seek new solutions and become more creative. And that is the way for us to increase students' cognitive skills, like what you contended, that via apply these schools at 5 a.m. will impact the students' cognitive skill, but the fact is not. So also, she sent me Hali, who put forward flow concept in learning, where students become more active in overcoming problems that are challenging and deep. Hence, it will increase satisfaction and creativity. In conclusion, the impact of this policy will lead students from entity into a better quality students, and the other side might contend about lack of sleep problems, ladies and gentlemen. But those problems appear because of students itself, because in regular school we start school at 7 a.m. and it can easily attempt students to sleep late, like they contended. Yes, please.
Okay, you say students study at 5 a.m. make the student get creativity, but how can students get creativity, but they are sleepy and not focused at study at school?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say, where were you when my Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister contended that the problems about lack of sleep happen because students itself put no effort to change their habit, especially in sleeping time. So via apply this policy, we can change students' habit, especially in waking up early, to increase their productivity and learning progress, increase student in entity quality, increase students in entity quality. So we have to see that, as stated by my Prime Minister, shows that via waking up early, it can increase students' discipline, and because they are being forced to wake up early, changing that bad habit that they've made before. And it crystal clearly shows positive impact getting from this early school at 5 a.m. Especially in time management, and also second, responsibility, because students nowadays that are part of Gen Z and Gen X have to have a good self-management, sense of responsibility, so they will not making problems in future, especially in a world of work. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, this policy will give so many positive impact for students. And also the second, increase productivity, and also increase concentrations. How can you state it that this policy giving negative impact while it increase students' productivity and increase students' concentrations? So it means that via going to school at 5 a.m., students' concentration become better. They will engage in lesson that mostly become problems in entity, because students, like you stated, having lack time of sleep. So this policy will solve the problems. And based on hellodoc.com, 2020 April 2023, the habit of getting up early will increase the productivity and productivity of students, because produce cortisol hormone and increase the focus, and also produce serotonin hormone and make them feel happier. Ladies and gentlemen, there are many characteristics that can contribute to students' achievement and also happiness, but there are only one characteristic that can give a long-term solution. It is discipline. And via apply this policy, we create the students who having good discipline, good self-management, and good self-responsible. And because of that reason, we are totally agree to our motion. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Government whip. The time is 7 minutes and 5 seconds. The last one is for the opposition whip, Mr. Engelbertus Wilmantara Lai. This is your opportunity to review the government case and also to summarize your case. Time is yours.
Okay, first, with starting school at 5 a.m., students have a phobia of the dark, of course it impacts to students, which is make they cannot go to school. And the government team not give a solution for this problem. Ladies and gentlemen, the policy of entering school at 5 a.m. can actually have a negative impact if it continues to be implemented and mitigation not immediately carried out. So it can have a negative impact on student physical, emotional, and cognition. From a physical standpoint, going to school early will affect the quality of sleep so that it affects the physical condition of the child. According to Tempo.co, negative impact of school at 5 a.m. namely bring up negative emotion. According to Tempo.co, yes please.
So you have contended before, ladies and gentlemen, this policy will give negative impacts on students. Because of what, ladies and gentlemen? Because these students is lack of sleep. But you have to know, this policy is implemented in our province because to prevent that problem that students like to sleep late. And that is bad habit, and we have to force them to change their habit. Thank you.
Sorry, not all students can change their can make their schedule, and many of them fail to make a schedule, and yeah, they wake up late and not have enough time to sleep. Back to my argument. If this goes on in the long term, it is feared that can reduce student learning, motivation, and teacher teaching. This policy, according to Tempo.co, also affect the cognitive aspect of children because the human brain will function optimally in the condition, no thanks, the condition of the whole body is fit and happy. If that doesn't happen, the brain cannot function optimally, thus contributing to the decrease in the quality of numeracy, literacy, and decision making. Because, yes, please.
A problem that faced by students in terms of their cognitive skills is a part of undisciplined, that students undisciplined. And why apply this policy? We create students that have having a better self-discipline, and it's completely will affect the students' cognitive skill. It will increase their achievement in learning progress.
But for now, the students still disciplined, even that they wake up, even they school at ordinary time at 7 a.m. Likewise, from a security standpoint, this policy is still not quite right. Ladies and gentlemen, besides that, school at 5 a.m. can affect decreased physical performance. Lack of sleep and fatigue due to school at 5 a.m. can have a negative impact on students' physical performance, especially in sports or other physical activities.
Excuse me, sir?
No thanks. Lack of sufficient body, energy, and recovery can reduce student physical abilities, coordination, and endurance, which can affect their performance in physical activities. Meanwhile, the addition of school hours will result in chronic fatigue in children, which can lower the immune system so that they are more susceptible to disease.
Please.
No thanks. Let me finish. Quoted from hellosehat.com, first, hard to concentrate. When sleep deprived, the body will more easily feel tired. This can make it more difficult for children to concentrate while studying. Children can also suddenly... Yes, please.
You have intended before, ladies and gentlemen. He mentioned before that students' skill is decreased, ladies and gentlemen. And I like you to give the evidence of these students that school implemented this policy, their value of them is decreased. Gentlemen, where is the evidence? So we are believe in your argument.
Back to my argument, if this happens continuously, the child is at risk of having difficulties in carrying out his school obligation. As a result, the child may experience a decrease in achievement at school. Sleep-deprived children are at greater risk of being overweight or obese. This is caused by an increased appetite and desire to eat foods with higher calories when the body is deprived of sleep. When sleep-deprived, children will snack more often or eat larger portion.
May I say something, please?
No thanks. Next, reporting from the Sleep Foundation, it is known that lack of sleep can increase the risk of symptoms of depression and anxiety disorders in the children. In fact, lack of sleep increases the risk of school children becoming dependent on anti-anxiety drugs and sleeping pills. Next point, apart from disturbing children's mental health, lack of sleep can also trigger different behavior in children. These behavioral deficiencies include children who are more actively. Children can also look weak while carrying out every activity. When a child's concentration decreases because he enters school very early, he can also become less alert when doing something. This can put the child at greater risk of harm, such as injury or an accident, especially if the child has to drive or go to school on their own. If the body does not get enough rest, this can cause various diseases, including in children. The right moment to study if your energy is still full and you haven't done any other activities. The weakness of studying at dawn that you will feel is of course very fatigue because it can slow the entry of material into the brain. All in all, we from opposition team really disagree with the motion today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Opposition whip. And the time was 7 minutes and 19 seconds. Now, opportunity is given for both teams to prepare your reply speakers. And as usual, we will give the first opportunity for a reply for the opposition team. Mr. Komang, Mr. Ikomang Veri Ngada Aryawan, please, as the reply speaker from the opposition team, time is yours. Silakan.
Thank you for the time. We are from the opposition team still with our position to disagree with our motion on this occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, starting school at 5 a.m. that has a significant negative impact that what our say that before. If students have get up too early and go to school at 5 a.m., they should go to bed early and night before. However, many students find it difficult to go to bed early due to busy schedules or sleep disturbance, such as a noise of the surrounding. As a result, students tend to sleep less, which can affect the students' academic performance. Like if we are to wake up too early, like before 5 a.m. and when we study at 5 a.m. and go to home lately, and when we have the time to rest, and how to we time to finish our homework, and that's a very sad for the students and teachers to go to school at 5 a.m. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another bad impact. The first, it's the fact that the child who wakes up too early may still be sleepy. So it is fair to unwanted things will happen on this day. Second, students' parents are moved overwhelmed because they have not prepared all this necessary, starting from breakfast, uniform, or other needs. And as we know, our student go to school at 5 a.m. in the darkness, and how sadly for the parents, they very very dangerous time for students go to school, and so many like violence to get happen to the students if they go to morning and whatever get what these students. Ladies and gentlemen, on this bad effect, the lack of the sleep is not reduce the stamina needed. As a result, you will feel tired more easily. This can make it difficult for children to concentrate the way what they are doing, both academic and non-academic. The worst thing that might happen, the decrease the child achievement, of course, the impact in very influential in children. As we know, if we have not enough to sleep, we can get any disease like anxiety or depression. Students have no, if the student get depression and anxiety, they can have a good performance at the academic at school, and they can have a creativity performance at school too. Ladies and gentlemen, the policy entering school at 5 a.m. in the morning can actually have a negative impact the country to implement, and mitigation is not immediately carried out. So it can have the negative impact on student physical, emotional, and cognition. From the physical standpoint, going to school early will affect the quality of sleep and affect the physical condition of the child. So once again, we are from the opposition team strongly disagree with our motion on this occasion. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Reply speaker from opposition team. Now the last speaker for this chamber is the reply speaker from the government team. Please convince us on your position. Time is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm as the reply speaker of the government team, totally agree with our motion today that says this House believes that starting school at 5 a.m. brings positive impact to students' learning. As my Prime Minister said about the discipline to students because of this policy, ladies and gentlemen, that is why students to wake up early and also sleep early, ladies and gentlemen. They can have skills that name time management, ladies and gentlemen. This skill is very needed in the world of war, ladies and gentlemen. So we believe this policy can make them to face the world of war, ladies and gentlemen. And then I'd like to talk about the wake up early. Historically, ladies and gentlemen, the custom of the waking up early has been practiced since the ancient times. And this custom very impact to human life because it brings positive on to the human life, ladies and gentlemen. For example, the ancient Greece had a concept that called enosinus, which means morning exercise. This concept is practiced by the athletics and the soldier, ladies and gentlemen, to prepare themselves before doing the physical activity. Of course, it will bring positive impact to them. And we from this house believes if this habit is implemented to the students, it will bring the positive impact on students too, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Charles Assarser, a professor in Harvard Medical School that's studying the impact of circadian rhythms on human health, also the Dr. Nathaniel F. Watson, a sleep expert at the University of Washington who studies the relationship between sleep time and human health, believe if students wake up early, that will give positive impact on students' learning, ladies and gentlemen. There are several benefits from this wake up early, and that will very useful on students' learning, ladies and gentlemen. The first is increase the productivity. Students who wake up early is more productive than others. Why? Because this will make students have more time to do something that they want, ladies and gentlemen. A research conducted by the University of Texas find that students who wake up early had a regular sleep schedule had higher rates of academic success than those who sleep too late and also wake up too late, ladies and gentlemen. Then the second is increase the concentration. So wake up early can increase students' concentration, ladies and gentlemen. Because of what? Because wake up early can increase the produce of the cortisol hormone. Cortisol hormone or stress hormone is a hormone that produced by adrenaline glands above the kidneys, ladies and gentlemen. This hormone has complex effect to body and can affect to many body functions such as metabolism, immune system, then decrease inflammation, and therefore is increase the cognitive the focus or concentration, ladies and gentlemen. In addition, wake up early can also make students have a calm environmental condition, ladies and gentlemen. And that's also increase the students' learning process, and gentlemen. And the third about the increase the healthy. So when you wake up early, that will increase the healthy eating, then maintain a healthy weight, and then improve sleep quality, and the last is increase emotional stability. Then I'd like to rebut some points from the opposition team. So the opposition team talk about the lack of sleep. But ladies and gentlemen, we have to know this policy is prevent the lack of sleep. Because of what? Because students are habit to sleep late, ladies and gentlemen. This policy is implemented in their Kupang to prevent that, ladies and gentlemen. And then they talk about the students' hard to change their bad habit, which they mean here is the sleep late, ladies and gentlemen. But you have to force them. Because of what? Because that is a bad habit, ladies and gentlemen. So and the third, they talk about wake up early, we make students feel bad. That will bring negative impact to students. But they have to know that is because they love the lack of sleep, ladies and gentlemen. And this policy will prevent them. And the last, they talk about the waking up early decrease the students' cognitive skill, but there is no evidence to strengthen their argument. So we from this house totally not believe in what they said. Because of that, ladies and gentlemen, we from the government team totally agree with our motion today that says this house believes that starting school at 5 a.m. brings positive impact on students' learning. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was Mr. Patrick Demung, the reply speaker from government team. That is also the end of the debate for this chamber. Would like to thank you very much for all the efforts that you give out today and the spirit that you share with all of us. Thank you so much. And now we would like to invite you back to the floor with the audience. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, team, government and opposition. Thank you. Mr. Obama, thank you so much. Thank you. Semangat. Thank you, thank you. Wow. The atmosphere is really changed, yeah, for this afternoon debate competitions already like changed a lot. A lot. And it's also take a lot of like energy as well for us. And while it is very exciting, but I would like to also consult with the organizing committee and also probably with the teams. What are we going to do? It's almost 6 p.m. now. Are we going to continue? We still have 2 more chambers. Are we going to continue for this evening, or are we going to separate the 2 for tomorrow and then in the afternoon for the final? What do you guys think? Okay, so the organizing team have made a mini meeting and we decide that it's getting too late and it's not healthy for all of us to continue for this afternoon. I think we all need rest, yeah? It's been a long day for all of us. And so, therefore, the 4 teams that will form 2 chambers for the semi-finals will be competing tomorrow morning, okay? We will be starting at 8 tomorrow, and so it will be 8 a.m., yeah? 8 a.m., not 8 p.m. Jangan karena capek tiba-tiba sengaja bilang, oh kemarin bilang PM. Datangnya malam. Jadi mulai besok pagi ya, kita SMA Negeri 1 Golewa Selatan will be competing against SMA Negeri 1 Golewa Barat, and then later on tomorrow, after that, SMAK Regina Pacis will be competing against SMAK Thomas Aquino. And then after that, maybe we will be giving you guys time, a half an hour or 1 hour, and then we'll be continuing with the final round. Oke? Besok itu. Oke? Baik. So, saya kembalikan terima kasih banyak untuk para juri dan juga Bapak, Ibu, anak-anak semua yang hari ini berpartisipasi, para panitia, thank you so much for today. It's been a long day and thank you so much for all of our efforts. I will give this back to the organizing committee.
Baik, selamat sore semua. Semangat, saya rasa memang sore ini mungkin maunya kasih habis, tetapi ya kita Dewan Juri, anak-anak semua, moderator, tim IT juga pasti sangat lelah. Karena itu untuk 2 tim 8 besar, yang sisa kita sambung besok mulai tepat jam 8. Ya. Jam 8, setelah selesai 2 tim kita umumkan masuk 4 besar, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sebelum makan siang, kita memperebutkan juara 3. Yang setelah selesai dari 8 besar itu, kita urutkan 1, 2, 3, 4. Sebelum makan siang, kita memperebutkan juara 3. Dan setelah makan siang, kita memperebutkan juara 1. Ya, juara 1. Karena itu siap diri baik-baik supaya bisa masuk ke 4 besar. Saya kira itu saja Bapak-Bapak Juri, ya kita ketemu sampai besok pagi. Ya, luar biasa. Nah, baik, terima kasih semua. Selamat sore. Romo, kita tutup dengan doa. Ya. Tutup dengan doa. Tadi pagi kita awal dengan doa, kita tutup dengan doa.
Mari kita berdiri dalam nama Bapa dan Putra dan Roh Kudus. Amin. Allah Bapa di surga, terima kasih karena kami merasakan kehadiran Roh-Mu yang memberikan kekuatan untuk anak-anak, untuk semua kami menjalankan apa yang menjadi kewajiban kami pada hari ini. Kami mohon berkat-Mu untuk perjalanan, untuk istirahat, semua anak, bapak, ibu guru, semua yang terlibat, sehingga besok pagi kami bisa memuliakan nama-Mu dengan memberikan yang terbaik dari yang kami miliki. Tuhan bersama-Mu, semoga Allah yang Maha Kuasa memberkati kita, Bapa, Putra, dan Roh Kudus.
Terima kasih.